Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Ed, did you forget to turn it on?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You did.
Well, this one wasn't recorded. Anyway, that guy that made that comment, where are you from?
Which one?
The man that said this was recorded. Who is the guy that said that? Where's he from?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, I thought I recognized him. Well, before we go, does anybody have any questions?
I have a question.
All right, go right ahead.
Are these letters that I'm going to send every month or whatever and just pound them, are they certified or just regular?
Yes, it's whatever you feel the most comfortable with. I would just
Okay.
do regular. Now, you say every month. If when you send it to them, they're going to contact you. They'll write you back. If give them 3 or 4 weeks, send it again.
Okay.
Send it again.
Okay.
Then when they start contacting you, they're going to say, "We don't give legal advice. Get an attorney." Then you tell them, "I got an attorney." The attorney doesn't know the answer. He can't figure it out. Do you have jurisdiction? See, you just ask them.
Gotcha.
They will tell you. Once they tell you, that is going to help protect you. It's going to protect you from them.
Excellent. And then once I have that, I'm going, or at the same time, am I mailing to the city?
I would do it all at the same time. That way, they'll tell you. If you get the city one, if you get your state one first, hang on to it. Then when you get your one from the feds, send it back. Then you send it back. And say, well, what do I do? Look what I got. See?
Okay.
In other words, they're not going to come at the same time. But do your homework up front. Muhammad Ali was a good boxer because he trained all the time. He trained. You don't wait till the day of the fight and then start running. You run. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're trying to get you trained so that when you get in the ring with them, you're in better shape than them, and you understand it. You're going to win. This is you're going to win.
Okay, very good. My husband has a question.
I was wondering if this process could be affectionately called the Texas two-step process.
Yeah, I guess you could. I guess you could. But
I like it. I like it. Yeah. Hey, I looked up Title 31 321 D-2. You're right. That's the description, or what they define as income, is something. Right. So I understand. Okay. Good.
Something you never dreamed. Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Let them look it up. You look it up and you won't get it.
All right. Well,
thank you.
Could you please repeat what you send to the U.S. tax court?
Yes, go on. You're going to go on there. You're going to go on the United States Tax Court's website. You're going to go to forms, and you're going to look on forms, and there's a petition modified form. You download it. It's 5 pages. The first page you throw away. You don't need it. They're giving you instructions how to fill it out. That's incorrect. You do not fill it out that way. That's how they want you to fill it out. I fill it out differently. So once you fill it out, you mail it to them and let it go. It takes about 6 weeks, and the court will send you an order in the mail telling you that they don't have jurisdiction. Call back to the court. Say, I want some certified copies. The certified copies will have the wet ink signature of the judge. That's why it's so powerful. You're going to have an order. Okay, the guy that asked me that, are you in front of your computer right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, type this in. Type in U.S. Tax Court.
Got it?
U.S. Tax Court.
Docket inquiry. Docket inquiry.
Okay, one second.
Oh.
USTaxCourt.gov.
All right. Either way, that's fine. USTaxCourt.gov. And then go to the docket inquiry, and then it's going to say individual name, company name, docket number. Click individual name. I'm going to give you a name, and you'll see what they come back with. this is what the orders look like.
Is this also effective in a case that's already been adjudicated in tax court?
Well, if it's already been adjudicated, I don't know. If it's already been adjudicated, why would you need it? Unless they said you owed something, and then you go back and now you got a controversy. You can go back and appeal.
Yes,
because
the latter is true.
Okay, then you can go, yes, of course. Then you got one that says they don't have jurisdiction. How can you have the same court give you two different rulings?
Pardon?
How do you get two different rulings from the same court?
If you already have a petition in place, will this apply in that situation?
If you have a petition in place, unless you did it this way, I don't know. People go in the other way. I'm showing you how I do it, and I'm telling you what we come back with. I'm going to show you. The guy that's looking it up, did you find the docket sheet?
Okay, no. Right now my computer will not open U.S. Tax Court in any either of my browsers.
All right.
The government's still
Mine either.
down.
Well, maybe they shut it down tonight because it was up about an hour ago.
On Missouri, mine won't either.
It's down. I've checked it. I'm checking it. It's down. I think they're trying to block information.
Then I'm not crazy. Thank you.
Well, what happens is, and it's hard to believe, but the IRS will tell you.
I guarantee they're listening to this.
Oh, I'm sure they are, and I'm sure they're not happy about it. Because we had one guy, they called him, and last year they did 300 of these forms. This year, they've done 3,000 a day for the last 6 days.
Can I share some information pertaining to what you're describing that another person did with another person's expertise and help?
Yeah.
Okay, Weiss Paris is a site.
Yes.
WeissParis.com is a site that gets you a revocation of election and assistance like against the tax people. I know of an individual that 3 times has done exactly what you're doing. He challenges them by sending for a court case. They send back, you got to pay the $60 fee. Well, there's a document that you send back that basically says, no, the documents stand as they are. And a month or 5 or 6 weeks later, you get a form in mail that says that you won because the court lacks jurisdiction. He's done this 3 separate years.
Right. But see, he does it for 3 years. I do it for 30 at one time, 20 at one time. That way you're done. I know.
This is David.
Yes, David.
Okay. Could you just repeat? Okay, you said you send the forms to, you get the form from the tax court, the modified forms, throw out the first page, fill it out. But what are you filling out or filling in?
Hey, before you fill it out, go on Ed Branham. We'll send you a John Doe. We made one out, John Doe, so we could send it. That way, I don't have to go through it 100 times. All you have to do is ask the court. We'll send it. It's John Doe. Now, I'm going to tell you this because I have problems. You're not John Doe. Your name goes where John Doe does. Okay. And we'll send it to you, and you just lay it there and fill in the blanks, just like it is, and mail it. We got it as simplified as we can. It will take you less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes, and then your problems with the IRS are over. They're done.
Wonderful.
Do you mind just giving Ed Brenham's email again for the John Doe form?
Yes, it's REP, 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 TX777 at att.net.
Okay, TX as in Texas, correct?
Yes, REP, TX777.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Are you guys getting ready to wrap up?
Good evening. Anybody needs the forms? Hi, this is Richard from Illinois. First time on it.
I don't know.
Did anybody looking for these forms?
Can I ask a question?
Our blog is texasrepublic.wordpress.com. Our website is thetexasrepublic.com. Our email address is oneyellowroseenterprises@gmail.com. Our YouTube profile is, this is the link, because YouTube doesn't allow us to have a customized URL until we have over a certain number of subscribers. And follow us on Twitter at Texas Republic for You and at We Are Texians.
About a form?
Yes.
This is Mary in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
You're talking about a jurisdictional, the jurisdiction forms.
No.
Would Form 50, the IRS Form 56,
The petition
Nope.
form.
the termination?
All right.
Okay, this is provided by the IRS.
Listen,
It's a notice of termination.
It's not about you. I told you that. It's not about you. They don't have it, so you can be a rabbit.
Just let me, just a moment, please. It's IRS Form 56 is a notice concerning fiduciary relationship, is used to notify the IRS and state taxing authorities of either the initiation or termination of a fiduciary relationship between you and an artificial entity, such as a business, trust, corporation, or partnership. Such relationships are documented in 26 U.S.C. 6903, Notice of Fiduciary Relationships. This I downloaded from the IRS a few years back after I watched, during the Lois Lerner scandal, I watched the IRS Executive Director, Stephen Miller, testify under oath on national TV to the Ways and Means Committee. Trey Gowdy just turned the chair over to Congressman Xavier Becerra of California, and he testified taxes are voluntary. Okay. It was on the Internet for 10 months. Now they've changed, and that was May 16 of 2013. They've changed it to May 17, 2013, and changed it to a different chairman. So it was because of that and what went on during that time, which is another TV show, that I ended up with these Form 56. I was recommended to do that. Along with the IRS provided the packet of information.
Now, can I just say this before you go on?
Surely, please.
Use anything you want. You want to use the Form 56, use it. I don't use it. I don't care. What I'm doing has never failed. I've done over 650 of the way I just told you, and I believe you. It doesn't matter to me. I don't know anything about 56. I'm not going to use it. So I'm telling you how to get a court order that says the IRS doesn't have jurisdiction. If you have another way to do it, that's great. Now we have two ways.
I don't. We've been dealing with the court system in Pennsylvania since 2012. We've never had a day in court. There are actually no court orders, but the extortion of money, we have no option because
I just gave you an option.
No, we don't have an option. Nobody is abiding by court orders or any laws. They put us up on foreclosure, private sale. We had never defaulted. So they're renegade, and there's I don't want to get into any more because of what is going on in Philadelphia and this whole area. So just thanks, I appreciate it. But
Brennan, please check his email. I just sent an email to you. It's about House Joint Resolution 1 passed by the Congress and the President this year, January 1st, 2018. Guts the IRS.
Yes, we looked at that, and that may end up being a better deal later. But I'm telling you, I've been doing this since 2008.
Terry, this is Bob in
Thank
Chicago.
you.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I just want to say thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So
you just disconnected. Bob.
Hello, this is Kevin. Can you hear me?
This is Bob.
I have a
Can you hear me?
question.
Go ahead. This is Bob. For some reason, I got muted. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. I unfortunately, I'm driving while I'm listening to the call, and I had to help my mother, so I got on later than I wanted to. I missed the first part of the call, and I know that this is an extremely simplified process, and I love how elegant and clean and simple it is, because it attacks the one basic component that goes to exactly what Mary was just talking about in terms of, whether you use Form 56 and you start going through all that stuff or others, all you need, the fact that you've got a process that allows you to get a judicial officer to come forward and say that they have no jurisdiction over the IRS, and then you turn that and you compound that and say the IRS has no formal relationship or ability or jurisdiction over you. What I'm gonna beg your indulgence here, and absolutely shut me down. But I don't have the ability to take notes. I know this is really simple. This is one. If you could just go and take 3 minutes and do step by step. We send a letter to the U.S. District Court. I think the chief judge there is Bylan, I looked it up, to the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, and ask them, directly, do you have jurisdiction over the IRS? Now,
they're a court of limited jurisdiction. Does that limited jurisdiction cover the IRS?
So you don't have. So, for example, I'm in Chicago, so I wouldn't have to send that letter to the Northern District of Illinois. I would actually send the order to the Northern District of Illinois if I ever had an issue where it was brought before them. Okay, all right, cool. And so I've got that stuff. I love it. It's simple. It's a one-page, one sentence letter that goes off to the chief judge. I get anal, so I recommend, at least certified, if not registered, just so that you've got that you can show to anybody. But then after that, all right, can you just walk through 1, 2, 3, 4, step by step, the process, how long it takes, and what to expect,
how long
so that we have it for the recording? Well, how long it takes to go from point A where you've got a CP 501 or other letter from the IRS, demanding money, to them being, put back into their place and being shown the absolute regarding jurisdiction.
Once you get your court order, they'll never take another dime from you, because every time they send you a letter, you don't say anything. You take the letter they sent you, put it in an envelope, take your court order, put it in an envelope, address it, and mail it back to the person that sent it. You're done. That's it. You're done.
Understood. So really, it's just a one-step process of getting the getting the order from the district court.
Yes. No, you get it from the tax court if you have a tax problem. The district court, the reason I'm telling you that is, if the CID comes after you, they're going to take you to, I was indicted in 1991. They were going to give me 55 years in prison.
Okay.
I challenge and question everything. That's just the way, my nature. They questioned me. They took 18 of us. 17 of them in a row went to jail. My last name starts with a Z. They put me on the stand, and they questioned me for 9.5 hours. When I was done, they said, get him out of here. I went home. I was the only one that went home because I don't trust them. I question everything. The reason they let me go home is they never proved jurisdiction, and they couldn't get they never got to the third base or second base at all, because
they couldn't get there.
Sure. They asked. I had a court document that says they don't have jurisdiction. So they would ask me, what's your first name? Do you have jurisdiction to ask me that question? Yes. Well, I have a court. Then there's a 45-minute confrontation. Okay, what's your last name? Do you have jurisdiction to ask that? Yes. Well, here, I got a court order that says you don't. Well, here's one that says you don't. Here's one that says you don't. So I just took a pile of them. If they don't have jurisdiction, that's the authority. See? That's like
jurisdiction is the baseline. I mean, if they don't have jurisdiction, you're in the wrong place.
That's right.
Yeah.
So once I'm going to show you how to get a court order signed by a federal judge saying the IRS does not have jurisdiction.
And that's coming from the tax court?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm in a situation where I'm dealing with CP 501s, and it's for a number. It's for 15 years.
Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to like this video. And don't forget to click the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified when there's a new upload. Here's the front page of the channel. The bottom arrow is pointing at the subscribe button that's normally red until you click on it, and this one turns white after you subscribe. And the right one is the arrow. The top arrow is pointing to the bell. Now, the bell doesn't show up until after you click the subscribe button, and then the bell will show up. And that way you can be notified of new uploads.
Once you get this, you're going to go back to 1996 or however long you got to go back. The court order will say that the IRS does not have jurisdiction. 1996, 1997. Dwayne Williams, the guy that started this out, he went back 27 years.
Okay, cool.
They don't have, so you pick however far back you want to go. When you get your court document, they don't have jurisdiction. What are they going to do? They're going to say, "Oops." That's what's happened so far, and I've done close to 600 or 700 of these.
All right, and so step one is letter to the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. Step two is if you're dealing with the IRS, file at the tax court. Don't pay the fee.
Right.
And they'll process it anyway and give you an order.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And when you file the tax court petition, which is just that petition package that's on the U.S. Tax Court or USTaxCourt.gov website.
But it has to be filled out right.
Right. The way that your John Doe forms.
Yeah.
You just replace the John Doe with your information.
Yes.
All right, and you're not choosing when it's asking you what court do you want to have a trial, and you're not checking off any box.
You pick it. You pick the one that's closest to your house.
Okay. I saw a form in the package, in the John Doe package, and it doesn't have any box checked.
Well, that's because it didn't come through on the email. It may not have come through on the email. So if there's no checks on them, call and check with us. We'll tell you how much to check. Sometimes when you email them, the checks, it doesn't come through.
Okay.
I have one more question.
I have a question. I've been waiting. I understand there are two corporations, IRS and also Internal Revenue Service. Do you have to make the distinction that there are two?
It don't make no difference. That has nothing to do with it. What has to do with it, somebody's taking your money and you want it back. And you don't care which one gives it back, you want it back. So you just address the tax court. The tax court will do what it does, and I'm telling you, the tax court will shut them down.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. This is Kevin Williams.
Yes.
What's the was after that other lady?
What happened?
I think that I was after the other lady that just spoke. Can I ask?
Fine, Kevin. Yes, Kevin. We'll get back to you. Just give her. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
So my question is, does this help us when they've taken money from us from accounts and we've gone to the banker and said, listen, nobody is suing us. You can't just intercept this. She said, well, I was told by them to empty your account, so I emptied it. Does this help us in any way without that?
Okay, now that they don't have jurisdiction, you can sue the bank. The bank has deep pockets. You sue the bank. They didn't have jurisdiction. They should have done their due diligence. It's not about the taxes anymore. It's about a court. that you have a court order. You're going to tell the bank to put the money back if they don't sue the bank for contempt of court. Let them worry about it. See, now it's about contempt of court. They took your money, and they didn't have jurisdiction to do it. So will it help you? Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, Carrie, this is Kevin again.
Yes, Kevin, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bud.
No, that's okay. Carrie, what's the rationale as to why we don't need to pay the $60?
You can't pay the $60 because there's two sides of the tax court. One side's the administration side. One side is the legal side. If you pay the $60, they're going to say that you're part of the federal government. They're going to say that Title 26 has everything to do with you. They can interpret it any way they want to do.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us the rationale. So now that helps us to know why we don't do that. Great. Good. Thank you.
But what that does is that puts you on the administration side. The administration side, that's all they are is administrators. But yet this puts you on the collection side or the legal side by not paying it. You don't have to pay for justice. They'll give it to you, I promise.
Thank you.
Gary?
Yes?
This is Ed.
Yes?
I had a call today, and they were talking. They got a final paper from the court, lack of jurisdiction, but there was 4 or 5 pages, and they had a bunch of docket numbers on his 4 or 5 pages, and they were people that already went through the process, and they're saying these people did the same thing this fellow's trying to do. Have you heard about that?
I have not. I'd like to see it. If you can email it to me, I'd like to look at it, and then I can draw a conclusion on it.
I'll try to get an email tomorrow.
Thank you. Go ahead. Okay, does anybody else have a question?
Yes, I do. This is June in Chicago.
All right.
Are you here? Okay. I heard people the gentleman stated that he was, they had taken out his Social Security out of his, from his, he got his Social Security payment reinstated, and he also got his pension reinstated.
And he got his military reinstated, yes.
And he got his military. My question is what steps would he go to get the back that they took out that was illegal?
That's a different step. I'm working on that now. I've got several test cases out. They called me today. So there's a way to do it. They have it set up. Do you remember history of 40 acres and a mule?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you follow that procedure. You put in a claim, and they will pay you. But it has to be done.
40 acres and a mule.
Yep, and they will give it.
Probably what's the same as what was it?
So they'll take.
Now, it is cool. Okay, but you're stating that it's something that you're putting together to help people in terms of that as well.
I'm working on that now. Yes, but you can if you have an idea, just do it. I mean, you got your letters to do it. Write a letter to them and say, "Hey, I want my money back. You didn't have it to take it." See what they do.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Because, but I'm working on it because I found all the forms. And I got all the forms put together, and I got a package put together that I sent off to them. They took it. They called me today. As a matter of fact, they called me today on it.
Okay, and does that also go for the, say, like how the IRS will, when you file for the next year, they keep that return for past taxes, you can get that back as well?
I'm assuming, you're going to have a court order that says the IRS does not have jurisdiction. So what does that mean?
Right, so that's why I'm just asking, can you go for those back taxes that they took
you can do
as well?
You can do whatever you want. I'm not an attorney, so I can't give you advice. But with there's not, once you get this court order, you have a court order. You can do whatever you want to with it.
Okay, thank you.
Could you do it for a dead father's estate?
If they didn't have jurisdiction, they didn't have jurisdiction.
Interesting. Thanks.
Terry Guy from Alabama with a question.
Okay, Mr. from Alabama, go ahead.
So someone asked earlier in regards to, she didn't say it, but it was in regards to a matter with code enforcement.
Check out our other videos and playlists. Republic of Texas RT documentary. Texas and other American states is under a military occupation. The Republic of Texas Forum of 2016. And describe the kind of people who would thrive in independent Texas. And so check them out.
Actually showing up in court tomorrow for one of those where they're trying to make me pay for a trash service on for a house where I've sold it and on installments. But is there a way that we can use the jurisdictional some of your jurisdictional talents here to overcome those?
Yes. See, you're late into the game. If you have written your letter to the court and got that they didn't have it, that would be big time. Are you going in front of an IRS agent?
No, it has. Unfortunately, it has absolutely nothing to do with the IRS. It's
code enforcement.
Okay. Code. That's not my expertise. That's not my.
That's what I was asking.
That's not my expertise. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's just not my.
That's
expertise.
okay. I was asking just to see if you had something that helped along those lines, because the lady that mentioned it earlier, it seemed like she was addressing that also. But
right. Like I said, that's not my expertise. I have something I put together for it, but I can't get you prepared. I can't get you prepared by tomorrow.
That's okay. I expect tomorrow to get a continuance, because the judge he falsified the record, and I'll be able to demonstrate that. I've already put in an affidavit.
Good. You get a hold of Ed, and I'll send you what I've got put together, and you can find it there. I'll try to help you where I can.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
One more thing came up. When you write your letter, are you asking them for a certain period of time, or in general, or because the reason I ask you this is I had a business for 30 years. Some years we did really well, and the business income, quote unquote, flowed down to me personally. My husband and I paid a lot of money to them. Do we want to specify some years?
Okay, now, was your business incorporated?
Yes.
Okay, then you'll have to read. I'm not a corporate attorney. See, when you incorporate, the incorporation, it's no longer about the IRS. It's about what was in the corporate papers. Did the corporation say you had to file? Did the corporation say you had to pay? Did the corporation say you wouldn't argue? It's all that I don't know. So
well, I was an employee. A W-2 employee of that corporation.
Okay, so the corporation has nothing to do with you, correct?
True.
Okay, then what you would do is you get a court order saying they didn't have jurisdiction, and you want to know why they took your money. So then, see, again, you can, once you get yours, you have to make it work for what you're doing.
Okay.
Write a letter, right? And so will it work? It should. It should.
Okay, my concern is we all volunteered because we all thought that's what we had to do. But that doesn't matter. Now we've learned and woke up, and we should be able to go back for, and claim what was ours.
Great. Let me explain it to you this way. Again, don't be offended by this, okay? If you are dating somebody and he grabbed you inappropriately and you said no, what does that mean?
No, right.
No, okay. Now, you said no means no. Now, you get married to that guy. You and him, it works out well, and you get married to him. When you catch him in the neighbor's room, what are you going to say?
I'm going to have a lot to say.
Why? Wait a minute. You said no. No means no, so he marries you. In order for that to work, he has to go next door. So no don't mean no. No means not right now. That's the question you're asking me. So, see, you did no then.
Oh,
gotcha. Okay, and so what I'm trying to say is we have to think outside the box. Outside the box, baby. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
See, because okay, for an example, do you know what GOLF is? It's golf. What is golf? All right, tell me what golf is.
Well, where I'm from, there's 120 golf courses, so it's just hitting a ball around the course and being overcharged to play the game.
No, it's gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. No, you go in there and read it. Okay, so do ladies play golf?
Yes.
No, they don't. They're forbidden. So what are they? See? You're telling me they're ladies. They can't be. They're forbidden. That's what see, this is what they do. We think one thing, they're throwing it at us, and we've accepted it. See, golf is gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. It came out in England. The guys would go down and drink the cognac, smoke the cigars, and hit a little ball around. They didn't want their wives around. So that's why they called it ladies forbidden. So ladies cannot play golf. They can't. They're forbidden. So what are they? See, I'm telling you what I see. That's what it says on the Internet. You're saying they do play. That's how they get us, because we let them tell us what words mean. It's all about that.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Okay, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm trying to show you, once you get your document from the court, you're not going to believe what it will do. Okay. It's going to do whatever you want it to do.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you. Well, Ed, I believe that's going to do it.
It sounds about like this.
Can I get the email address?
This is Sam on Missouri.
Are you ready?
Second. What I wanted to remind everybody is when you got that document from that court, it'll be the first time in your life you can file contempt of court against anybody.
Yep.
Can you repeat the law one more time?
Okay, here's the email address. REP TX 777 at att.net.
Okay. And can you repeat what the law is? Is it 32 USC or 26 USC?
31 USC, 321 D2. And it will say income tax defined, and it will define it for you right there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I could tell you what it is, but if I told you, you're going to say you're full of crap. So you can just go look at it and read it, and then you'll understand.
This is Mary from Pennsylvania again. Could I ask a quick question?
Real quick, if you may.
Thank you. When you apply for this, when you send in the letter, you have to first establish your state. When you send in the letter to the U.S. District Court to get the jurisdictional court order.
Yep.
Do you have to first, before you do that, have established your national status, your state?
You see, I told you, it's not about you. No.
Okay.
All you want to do is up to the court.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I understood it.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yes. See, a Toyota is almost a Lexus, but it's not a Lexus. So
that's right. Close but no cigar.
There it is. And that's what you're saying. See, that's what you're saying.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I'm clear on this. I don't want to screw up on any of it. So.
You won't. You can't screw up on it. It's too simple. Just write a letter to them, ask them if they have jurisdiction over the IRS. That's all you have to ask them. They'll tell you. If they don't, just keep squeezing them until they do.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I sure hope that this works with other things too, or that that will have that remedy down the road for other stuff.
You'll have it.
Great.
You'll have it.
Thank you so very much, gentlemen. Appreciate all your time and your hard work.
No problem. Thank you.
Good night. God bless.
Our next call will be February the 13th. So we're going to say good night to all of you.
Good night, Ed.
Good night.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.